Welcome to the GCU Hoops Summer Special presented by Talking Stick Resort. I'm Barry Butel, joined by the head coach for the defending Western Athletic Conference champion GCU men's basketball team, Bryce Drew, and that's got to sound pretty good. Twice in the last 3 seasons that you've been here, you've been conference champs.
Yeah, we love that. So the more you can say it, the better. But back at it. You know that's already in the past. We celebrated it, we enjoyed it. And now we're already moving on, to next year.
All right, now that that's in the rearview mirror, the landscape of college athletics, of course, is pretty crazy with NIL and all of that. And there's a lot of fresh faces, but you do have some core players that you can kind of build around.
It's so important. This climate has changed so
Crazy.
much in college basketball, changing of rosters. With the transfer portal. And so, we have a whole new look again, for this year. But like you said, it's so nice to have, Rayshawn Harrison back, Gabe McLaughlin, and then Javon Blackshear, who didn't play last year. They've been in our program. They understand it. And so their leadership has been really good this summer for us.
Have you seen that on the court? It does seem like Ray has definitely taken charge, and Javon definitely, when he gets back, will also be a key ingredient to that.
Yeah, we talk about it. We joke about with Ray, just the difference with last summer and this summer, just knowing, how we coach and what we expect in our program. And it's been really fun for him to telling guys how to do things, which, we were telling him how to do it last summer. So that's part of building a program. It's part of leadership, and it's been really fun to see Ray take that step.
Now, Gabe McLaughlin's got some help in the rebounding category. You got a big man in Sidney Curry from Louisville.
Yeah, we got Sydney, we got Duke, Brendan, from Arizona State. So definitely some bigs that can help rebound. Also Luke War from Oregon, 6'9", can rebound the basketball. So, but Gabe has been terrific. He finished the year at such a high note last year, how he played, and he's come back and he's already a better player than what he was at the end of last year. And his leadership also, has been really good, from day one, every day helping with the transfers and the new guys adapt to GCU.
That's got to be sweet, knowing that he has not only Duke but Sidney to help out in a rotational basis as well. That's got to be helpful.
It does. We put a lot on his shoulders last year, and so we definitely have a little help for him this year.
You talk about some of the other guys coming in. Tyon Grant Foster, here's a guy that hasn't played basketball in a little while, but certainly has a pedigree.
Excellent, pedigree. Played at Kansas, played at DePaul. Had some health issues, so that's kind of the setback and the delay why he hasn't, been on the court. But, he's with us now. He looked great in practice the other day, and just really excited to keep incorporating him within our program.
Colin Moore is a junior transfer from Georgia State. He seems to be finding a home here on the court.
Yeah, it's just so funny talking because it's like transfer. Yeah,
exactly.
Transfer. But every school in the country will be saying the same thing. With all the transfers. Colin has been terrific. He's Georgia State's leading scorer last year, and really comes in with a high motor, plays really hard on both ends of the floor, and is a proven college scorer. And so that'll help Ray. It'll help Gabe to have another proven college scorer on the court with them.
Finally, I want to talk about Caleb joining Isaiah. The Shaw brothers are back as he transfers from Northern Colorado. Yeah,
the year there really did him well. Significantly better player than he was a year ago. Has really been good at practice. He's one of our best statistical players right now in the summer. Yeah, with how he's been playing.
Yeah, it's nice to see, no doubt, with you and your staff that you've got some depth.
Depth and also size. This is probably one of the biggest teams, I've coached. Right now, with a couple injuries that we have, our smallest player on the court is 6'4", almost 195 pounds. And so it's definitely physical out there on the court.
Can you talk a little bit about the conference schedule that came out? And it looks like kind of a round robin type of thing where you're going to be playing just about everybody in the conference this year in a very competitive conference.
Very competitive. Every conference is tough. Tough to win any league that you're in. Every year it's, now every team is different than they were the year before. Mm-hmm. And so you always have to prep for new players, sometimes, new style of play. And so, it'll definitely be challenging. Conference, we're hopefully getting ready for that, but we got a really tough non-conference schedule. So, our main focus is that, and then, we'll hop into conference when it comes.
Yeah, the non-conference slate definitely very competitive, and that'll include a couple of trips to Desert Diamond Arena, where you take on the likes of San Francisco, a team that you're quite familiar with over the course of the last few years, and then either South Carolina or DePaul, which are, again, some of the best.
Yeah, it's a great tournament to be in. We were really trying to get in this tournament, and I think how we finished the year going to the NCAA tournament really helped us. And this is a great tournament, and it's here in Phoenix, which is even better. But to get to play against the high caliber teams on a neutral court is great for our program.
And then Portland down at the Footprint at the Collegial Classic.
Yep, and that's in December. I think it's 16th. And so so we got a really tough slate of games in the non-conference. That's not even talking about the San Diego State game. We have here at home, and we also have Northern Arizona, local team coming down, to play in Phoenix.
Oh yeah, San Diego State. You mean the team that lost to UConn in the NCAA championship game?
That would be them, and so that'll be here, right on our campus. So I know people are already excited about that.
Coming up, head coach Molly Miller gives us an update on her team's summer progress.
The pulse, the beat, the vibe. You have a place to turn it on. Talking Stick Resort.
The future looks good. The future looks good to me. We'll find our way back. We're on the right track, and we don't look back. No, no. The future looks good.
This is the team working hard over lunch. This is Alex, who's been craving a double meat Whataburger all week, with bacon and cheese, of course. This is Marcus, who wants his usual Cobb salad. Sydney's into a spicy chicken sandwich. Wait. No, a patty melt. This is Rob. He ordered for everyone right from the app. Rob, you're a lifesaver. Make that lunch saver. Whataburger, just like you like it.
I'm accident attorney Sweet James. For over 15 years, my firm and I have helped tens of thousands of accident victims get their life back with almost $1 billion in settlements. It's our mission to share the success with the community. That's why every time we settle a case, we donate meals to feed those in need. Last year alone, we fed over 65,000 people. So, if you're hurt in an accident, call the winning firm that cares. Call Sweet James.
The GCU Hoops Summer Special is presented by Talking Stick Resort and by Cox Business. Welcome back to the GCU Hoops Summer Special presented by Talking Stick Resort. I am pleased to be joined by the head coach for GCU women's basketball, Molly Miller, and coach coming off a 21-win season a year ago. That in the rearview mirror, albeit, but as you approach this season, your top three scorers are returning. That's got to be nice to have that core.
Oh my goodness, it's fun. I just got back from our first workout from our session one, and I'm just looking at them like I just watch, and those kids that are returning are really leading, but then the additions that we've made have been wonderful, and they're kind of picking up where we left off, but new faces, but a really good team that I'm excited to coach.
That top three scorers, and when Nadia Evans and Tiara Brown, we talked about just how she kind of epitomizes everything that you want in a basketball player. And Olivia Lane, who battled injuries, albeit they all kind of got nicked up. But certainly they all bring a little something special to the court.
Yeah, they're veteran right now. That experienced veteran group knows what to expect, and they're bringing the others along. So that's where I felt a big change too. Tiara the other day was finishing my sentences, and I asked a question. She was the first to answer. I'm like, who is this Tiara? The veteran leader Tiara? I like her. So it's been fun to watch them bring the others along and take that leadership and ownership in the team.
Well, let's talk about some of the new faces. When we talked to Coach Drew, it seems like another transfer. Well, welcome to NIL and the transfer portal. But Trinity San Antonio just kind of pops out. I mean, here's a scorer in this conference that I'm sure WAC fans are familiar with.
Oh yeah, she was playing with her national team when we were working the kids out in the first session, but this second session, it was the first time that we got to see her with the team, and whew, she takes us to another level. I thought we were good in June, but we are at another level here in July. So her I say tier is kind of made for the system, so is Trinity. Trinity is made for the system. I mean, she's going to fit in perfectly with her intensity. She's have a phenomenal motor. When we kind of work some defensive technique in there with our brand of defense, it's going to be really dangerous, especially those two on the floor at the same time.
Now, she came over from a WAC team, as did Shea Fano, came over from Utah Valley. Here's a rebounding leader, and she also led the Wolverines in minutes. I believe she led the conference in minutes played.
Yeah, it's interesting when there's familiarity and you see them in the portal, you kind of know what their game brings, so you can always put it in your mind how it would transfer to our system. And so with Trinity and Shea, I knew we could utilize them and they could be a big contributing factor to what we do. And she's just a scorer and very headsy, has a high basketball IQ, and she can kind of beat you inside, or she can shoot the three and beat you outside. So that positionless basketball fits in really well with what we do, but she's just kind of a walking bucket, and you add that to her experience. She's going to be really good in terms of catching on quickly and being able to throw it right in.
I know I saw a name that you added, and the name looked familiar. Jada Holland returns to where it all started. A rebounding just monster. I believe her career lead at some 95 rebounds was right here, and she comes back for her last year.
Yeah, a little full circle moment. I wanted to coach her, and now I get to, and we just really clicked right away. As a point guard, I've always craved that relationship with my point guard, being able to be an extension of me on the court, and she's embraced that. So the way she can run a team is very impressive to me. She obviously has some experience in doing that, but she's a leader. She's always talking it through with her teammates. She always is kind of communicating with me, is this what you see, is this what you want? So it's been really great. I mean, I didn't know what to expect, but probably better than expected when you have a veteran like that coming back and you're expecting them to kind of run the team, and she's just jumped into that position.
We got to talk a little bit about Laura and Sydney Erikstrup. The sisters get to play with each other, one coming from Arizona State, the other from San Diego.
Yeah, they're like a breath of fresh air just because they're always smiling. Like when you walk into the room, you have an instant connection. I think their teammates feel an instant connection with them. I think as coaches, we've kind of felt an instant connection with those two because they just kind of brighten up your day, and they're very positive. And every team wants those energy givers, and that's what those two are. Kind of two different players, Laura's kind of more on the inside and Sydney's more on the outside perimeter, but they're very willing and able to do anything. And then their size at 6'2" really helps us in terms of our defensive brand too. And they're very mobile and very active. So that's where they're definitely an asset to the team.
The conference, the Western Athletic Conference, always competitive. You're going to play probably more than your fair share of competition throughout this conference. Looks like everybody plays everybody.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I love that because you play them at home and you play them away, and everything's pretty even in terms of who you're playing. And I think for us, it's open. I think everyone in the conference, the teams look different, and that's going to happen year to year just with the nature of the portal. But it's going to be interesting to see, which teams have put which players together and which positions and how they're going to do things. And it's going to look a little different across the board. So I think that's exciting, and I think that challenges us as coaches, which is good too, because it looks a little different every year as each team morphs into a new look. But we're excited because I like our new look.
Up next, we get an inside look at both the men's and women's teams with Lopes insider Paul Coro.
Caz Sports Bar is the Valley's home for sports fans. Now, it's also your new home for sports betting, so you can make your picks. Catch all the action. And enjoy everything else you crave. We're your home for sports betting, Arizona. Caz Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona.
This is Sanderson Ford Country.
All roads lead to Sanderson Ford for sales, service, and satisfaction. Follow the road for award-winning customer satisfaction, supporting our community for 67 years and giving back to local charities. For a straight-up experience with no hassle, no pressure, no nonsense, and no added markups, choose Sanderson Ford. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford for sales, service, and satisfaction.
Life can get messy. At Superstar Car Wash, we're here to help. This holiday season, give yourself the gift of a clean car all year long. Get super savings every month when you sign up for a ceramic monthly plan. And pay it forward with a free car wash to give as a gift when you sign up. Keep your car looking super. Visit Superstar Car Wash today.
Welcome back to the GCU Hoops Summer Special, presented by Talking Stick Resort. I am pleased to be joined by Lopes insider Paul Corral. And Paul, as we ramp up to yet another school year and the start of men's and women's basketball, the excitement has returned, and there should be. These teams look like, on paper, that they're going to be quality teams.
Yeah, both sides. You've got key players coming back and a lot of incoming talent in the transfers and such that really bolster the idea of what they can do. And these are programs in the fourth years of each coach's regime that have won about 70% of their games.
Wow. Storybook finish for the men. They rattle off 4 straight victories in the conference tournament. 2 trips to the NCAA tournament in Bryce Drew's first 3 seasons here. How impressive a run was it for the men?
Yeah, just to do that twice in 3 years now, you kind of establish yourself as the leaders of the conference coming back, and they bring back the leaders of the team. Ray Harrison, Gabe McLaughlin, top 2 scorers on the team. Ray led the team in assists, Gabe led the team in rebounding. So that's a great core base, and Javon Blackshear Jr. has close to 100 career starts. Not too many guys in the nation with that, and he's on his way back from that knee injury, and then you put a bunch of talent around them.
Yeah, they should be solid in that backcourt. How about up front? They get a big, and Sidney Curry from Louisville. He is definitely a big.
Oh, yeah. What a tandem they're bringing in here. Sidney Curry from Louisville, at times, a double-double guy in the ACC against that quality of centers. And, he's trying to reestablish himself here. He's the Havocs are going to love when he finishes on the rim, because it'll rock the place with some power. Great hands, strong defender. And then Duke Brennan from Arizona State transfer is kind of a complement of that. He's 6'10" guy, real workhorse, post player. He's going to get a chance to expand his game a little bit here, a local guy who's really excited to be here for the next 3 years. And those guys are going to play off each other nicely.
Well, you mentioned Duke. You got to mention his buddy, Malcolm Flagg, also comes over from ASU.
Yeah, those guys are like brothers. They're super close and made this decision together. And Flaggs is an off guard who comes in here with a full 4 years and they really bring some enthusiasm to the program as far as the competition level of summer workouts.
How about Tyon Grant Foster, a transfer from Kansas to Paul? Looks like he's a player to watch for the Lopes.
Yeah, he's probably the most intriguing newcomer to come because there's so much possible upside with him, and he hasn't played a college basketball game since November 2021. He was going to be DePaul's best player that year until a medical condition sidelined him and kept him out for these 2 years. He's now cleared, feeling good, starting to work out with the team this summer, and he's a 6'7" skilled guy who can do a lot of things, and he's just got to work himself back into college basketball shape. But his potential on all levels of the floor is really exciting.
Now, quickly, the core players coming back for the women, too. When you talk about Tierra Brown, Olivia Lane, and also Nadia Evans coming back, the top 3 scorers.
Yeah, absolutely. And same thing, couple of those are their best rebounders, too. And Olivia Lane, Tierra Brown, and Tierra's an all-around defensive player. So you got 3 starters there, and really a 4-starter in Sydney Palma coming back. She had the knee injury that made her miss half the season last year, but they got 8 Division I transfers coming in so you have that base again of talent that's probably good enough to compete for a title, but then you bring in top player Trinity San Antonio, one of the best players in the conference, comes over after averaging 14 a game last year.
How about the Eric Strupp sisters reuniting here at GCU, coming over from San Diego and also Arizona State.
Yeah, a couple 6-foot-plus players who are skilled, and just the competition level of workouts. With people like them, and Anna Osley, a local from Chaparral, and Shay Fano, a Utah Valley transfer who's well known in the WAC for what she does inside-out game. They're raising the level of the whole program.
I got to mention, finally, Jada Holland comes back where it all started, and she's tearing it up. She picked up a career-best 95 rebounds in her freshman season here, and it'll be nice to see her come back.
Yeah, she was WAC Freshman of the Year at GCU, and has bounced around to a couple programs and come back. This is where she wanted to finish, especially with her buddy Tiara Brown there. They've remained good friends over the years, and that's what Molly Miller needed, that steady hand at point guard, somebody with experience to run the team.
Coming up, we get to experience the MLB Draft with the Lopes' highest draft pick in program history.
The pulse, the beat, the vibe. You have a place to turn it on. Talking Stick Resort.
Wow, that's hot.
Fresh grilled, that's hot. Mesquite Fresh Street Mex, where authentic meets modern. Visit us today at one of our valley-wide locations.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
It's time for the Talking Stick Resort Play of the Week. Play in style.
With the 6th pick of the 2023 MLB Draft, the Oakland Athletics select Jacob Wilson, a shortstop.
We take a look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Cox Business. Women's soccer opens the home portion of their season against Mississippi State on August 17th at 7 p.m. Then face Wright State on the 20th. Women's volleyball will host the GCU Invitational beginning September 1st against Long Island. They'll face Iowa State on the 2nd and conclude the tournament against state rival Arizona September 3rd. Then on September 8th, men's soccer begins their home slate against Stetson University. Up next, Bryson Drew has some tough questions for the men's basketball team.
Caz Sports Bar is the Valley's home for sports fans. Now, it's also your new home for sports betting, so you can make your picks. Catch all the action. And enjoy everything else you crave. We're your home for sports betting, Arizona. Caz Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona.
people. Duke, you got a second? Can I interview you?
what's up, man?
What's up?
What we got, young fella?
Better have some good questions.
Okay, I will. Hey! Who's your celebrity crush?
My celebrity crush, probably Madison Beer.
Madison Beer?
Everyone knows out there, yeah.
What's your favorite basketball movie?
Basketball movie?
Yeah.
Love and Basketball?
Uh-huh.
Love and Basketball.
Love and
probably
basketball?
not.
Love and basketball? Nah. When did you last go fishing?
Oh, when did I last go fishing? You probably know that answer better than me.
Answer it.
I think 3 days ago.
What NBA teams did my dad play for?
I think the Bulls. Yeah, that's all I know. He played at Valpo though.
Valpo. The Bulls, Hornets, Charlotte. Oh wait, yeah, Charlotte. And Houston. What's something you've never told my dad?
I never tell your dad? Oh shoot, I don't know. Then I would beat you
No,
up.
no. What's something you never told me?
I took your Super Smash Bros. Video game on Nintendo Switch.
Okay, that's weird, people. That's weird. That's weird. Okay? Look, never let anybody sneak into your house and steal your Switch, like my cousin. It's a bit creepy sometimes.
Favorite basketball moment? It's got to be winning the WAC championship last year.
That's a good answer. What's your best party trick?
Party trick? I don't have one.
You have one?
I don't have a party trick.
Yo, you gotta have one. Who's your hero?
My mom. She's
Your
my-
mom?
Yeah.
Nice. Same. Who invented the light bulb?
Thomas Edison.
Good. What's 14 times 5?
14 times 5, the 70.
What's your favorite basketball moment?
Favorite basketball moment? Seeing you make your first shot.
People, I beat them in one-on-one too. So, hi, I'm Bryson Drew. Thanks for watching. Lopes up.
Welcome back to the GCU Hoops Summer Special. Barry and Coach Drew with you. And Coach, how about Bryson, man? He's coming after my gig here.
I think you're fine. Don't worry. But
Well, when are you going fishing? When was the last time?
He's definitely the star of the family, though.
No,
I mean, he can definitely light up a room, and he's a natural.
Yeah.
I'd like to say he had the script in practice, but it was literally like, here, Bryson, here's a sheet of paper. Go start talking to the players, and he literally just went on the moment and started doing it.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, pretty good for his age.
Hey, let's transition because you got a trip coming up in August to the Bahamas. It allows your team a little bit of extra time to be with them to practice, right?
Yeah, really looking forward to the trip. We get 10 practice days, so that'll allow us to go a little bit longer on the court, do a little bit more teaching. And, we have so many new players. I think a big part is just for the coaches, too. We can kind of get a feel for the guys. And then hopefully when we come back in September, really lock in, okay, like we liked what we did here with these guys, this stuff that we didn't like, we can throw that out and start going a certain direction. So hopefully it just speeds up with us getting familiar with our guys and them getting familiar with us.
Well, it's all starting to ramp up until the team tips off late October, early November. Coach, my thanks to you. My thanks as well to Coach Molly Miller and to Paul Corral, the Lopes Insider. We hope to see you this upcoming season at GCU Arena to watch exciting GCU basketball.